My name is Stuart Klugler. I'm the president of the board of directors for LIFE. LIFE is an acronym that stands for Living Independence for Everyone. In 1986, two dynamic women, Miss Phillips and Miss Winters, organized LIFE. It served one county. The basic premise was peer support, where a person with disability would mentor another person with a disability. And today, LIFE now serves 11 counties. The board fully supports Students for Life, as our consumers will receive necessary life skills. So in short, learning is for everyone.
My name is Sandra Bath, and I am the Youth Transition Coordinator at Living Independence for Everyone. I coordinate the Students for Life program, which serves students with disabilities between the ages of 14 and 22 who are still in school. The program also serves youth with disabilities ages 14 to 22 who no longer attend school, but who want to acquire the knowledge and skills necessary to lead successful adult lives. The primary goal of LIFE is to provide the right tools to individuals with disabilities so they can become as independent and as fully involved in their community as they want to be. Never is this support more needed than when individuals transition from the supported environments of school and family living situations into the often confusing and chaotic environment they often encounter after graduation. The Students for Life program addresses these issues by providing soft skills and independent living skills to students with disabilities, most of whom have IEPs. These skills help prepare them for employment or other post-secondary outcomes. By meeting the students in the classroom before they leave secondary school, we can provide them with the tools, resources, awareness, and encouragement to identify potential problems and avoid or address them in a timely manner. These classes, offered in 2 phases, build the skills that are imperative to healthy living. Phase 1 is a 9-topic class, foundational in nature to independent living skills, but not so complicated as to be beyond the comprehension of potential students. The program is flexible enough to allow the LIFE facilitator to adjust the lessons, to allow classes of different aptitude levels to readily assess the material. Phase 1 includes topics such as self-advocacy, financial literacy, and job readiness. The curriculum also includes topics such as how to manage a home, how to shop for groceries, and what to do in emergency situations. Phase 2 is a 6-week program which reinforces the independent living skills while emphasizing the activities of daily living, such as personal hygiene, grooming, laundry skills, and living and traveling within the community. In February 2018, the Students for Life program held its first Power of You Youth Transition Conference, which brought together 161 students, parents, and teachers to learn and practice independent living skills. Exhibitors provided attendees with knowledge about Social Security, the Georgia ABLE Act, Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation, Eagle Academy, Project Search, Assistive Technology, and the ADA. Through ongoing conversations with the participants of this conference, with parents and other community partners, Students for Life will continue to evolve and will monitor its effectiveness through internal testing, peer review, and community feedback to ensure its effectiveness.
Hello, my name is Clay Mills. I was born with cerebral palsy. I'm also the Nursing Home Transition Coordinator for Life Inc. Center for Independent Living, and I help facilitate the Students for Life program along with Sandra Bath. I'm also part of the Adaptive Golf Savannah program, which allows persons with disabilities to participate in the game of golf, young and old alike, veterans and children. My goal in this program is to possibly include Students for Life with the adaptive golf programs to allow students the ability to play golf and to socialize with others in the community. This will allow them some freedom outside of the home. It will allow them participation with other individuals of their age or older that may assist them in their journey or their experiences with a disability. I think this would be important to life itself and Students for Life and the children and adults in the community to collaborate with each other and to become one as a community.
My name is Sally McClelland, and I am the accountant here at Life Incorporated. Life is funded by a variety of different grants, most of which are very specific in how the money can be used. Our largest grant is from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and it is specifically for providing our 5 core services. We also receive money from Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency, or GVRA. That money is also used for our 5 core services, but there's also a portion that can be used for home modifications or assistive technology and adaptive equipment. Periodically, we also receive grants that are specifically for home modifications or adaptive equipment. We do receive money for our Students for Life program from the United Way of the Coastal Empire and from the City of Savannah, but that money is all limited geographically, either to the City of Savannah or the 4 counties that are served by United Way of the Coastal Empire. Our federal and state GVRA grants can also be used for the Students for Life program, but those funds are already stretched because of the provision of our 5 core services. So at this time we are seeking additional funds so that we can expand the Students for Life program to Glenn and McIntosh counties where we don't currently have a income stream.
Hi, my name is Neil Ligon. I'm the Executive Director of Life, Inc. We are a Center for Independent Living. We serve the 11 counties of Southeast Georgia. To qualify for our services, you just are required to say that you have a disability and you live in one of our 11 counties. Now, of those 11 counties, 2 of the counties, one of them is Glenn County, which is in fact where I live. Another one of our counties is McIntosh County, and that's where we maintain our satellite office, which is open on Thursdays from 10 to 3 at the ADRC in Darien. In addition to that, we have our main office, which is open in Savannah, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. As I said, we serve anybody who says that they have a disability and lives in our 11 counties. We're a non-medical model, consumer-directed organization. We provide 5 core services. Those 5 core services are peer support, which is in fact the methodology by which we deliver our services, information and referral services, independent living skills training, advocacy, which is both self and systems advocacy, as well as transition services. That includes nursing home transitions, helping people get out of nursing homes back into the community, as well as our youth transition program, which is prominently featured through our Students for Life program. The reason that we exist is because there is nothing else like us in our society. Most of the organizations that provide assistance are hierarchical, they're medical model, and they do for people. We do not do for anyone. We support them to allow them to do for self. Why this is important is that it's both cost efficient because it puts the onus on the individual to do the majority of the work. When I look at our program and I'm trying to decide what the difference is between its inception, which was really prior to my arrival, and where we stand today, the difference is striking. It begins with where we started, which was the program was wholly opaque. There was no transparency in what we did. There was no identification of need outside of a generalized need, understanding that the young adults with disabilities in our communities were lacking the soft skills to be able to transition into the community after school. However, as far as the efficacy of the program, as far as what was needed in individual schools, as far as how we should go about training these individuals, there was no thought was put in. It was basically the materials were grabbed off of the internet per Google searches. The curriculum was not vetted. There's very little understanding of how to do classroom management, even with very well-intentioned individuals trying to deliver the program. In addition to that, the lack of accountability was troubling. only through application of grants to grants to fund the program when it became clear that we could not continue to fund the program solely through our Part B and Part C funding. Did we start getting a little bit more accountability. But that accountability was to teachers, that accountability was to funders. That was still good. We had to set out our outcomes, what our goals for our students were, and then we had to prove that we had achieved those outcomes. We ended up giving post-class assessments to the teachers, trying to see what lessons they thought resonated and what lessons they thought were problematic. Again, there was that accountability, but it was to third parties. When we joined the Youth Transition Collaborative, that kind of reaffirmed the need for accountability. We needed to reduce things to writing. Again, take the things that we had already reduced to writing, re-examine them, identify whether that would work in a long-term plan, also identify how we were going to fund that moving forward. I thought that was very productive, but I think the primary thing, and one that's going to continue to shape our program, is that the accountability became one to our actual consumers. That was unique in that we're not a young SIL. We have some younger members, but the program itself was somewhat hierarchical. It was very much a teaching model program. The accountability of the Youth Transition Collaborative, when the discussions always centered around what the youth themselves needed, making sure that we were asking them what they needed, making sure that they were the ones who were responding. Yes, this lesson worked. No, this lesson wasn't interesting. We started to build that into our curriculum. We started to build that into our outlook, into our testing, into our post-class assessments to make sure that they were actually providing us feedback, not just their parents, not just their teachers. I think that will be the lasting change that comes out of the Youth Transition Collaborative for us. I think we're going to continue to seek new voices. I think we're going to continue to skew younger. That's my hope anyway. Because again, in a consumer-directed program, having the people who either are the recipients of the services or were recently the recipients of the services is essential to making sure that we are accountable to the people that we serve. I feel like this is going to be the legacy of the Youth Transition Collaborative, and we are very appreciative for this opportunity. Thank you.